guys, so I've got a little story for you. I've been giving you a lot of tips and tricks and all of that, and today I just decided, let me share some of my life stories. I believe one of the fastest ways you can learn from someone is by hearing their story, what really happened to them. And trust me, I have a couple, so I think subsequently I'll just do some or more of this. I'll share more of my stories with you so that when you've seen something that's happened to you, you've experienced it live, it's easier for you to understand. So maybe some of you will learn and not fall into my own mistakes. So today let me tell you a story about how I fired a client. And guys, this story is going to help you so much because it will show you the red flags that you should avoid in any client. Once they start bringing out some of these traits, just know that this one is trouble. Let me quietly avoid them. And it's usually difficult because usually the rates they will set very high, so you want to make more money. So you're like, let me risk it. You go and you waste your time, your energy, your self-esteem will die. By the time you're through with the entire journey, you just wish you never picked up the job. So there are some obvious red flags. The thing is that at that moment you might not see it. Well, let me help you. Let me just share some of them with you. So let's get into the story. So you guys, I'm going to share my story shortly. However, in case you're seeing this channel for the first time, I've got to introduce myself, right? So I talk about content writing and how you can monetize your content writing career. If this is something you're interested in, you want to learn how to write, you want to learn how to, monetize, how to make more money, find better paying clients, then this is your channel, this is your plug. Hit the subscribe button and let's go. All right, so without wasting much time, let's just get into the story I have for you today. So guys, it all started on LinkedIn. This one really pained me because I like LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is a very legit platform. However, of course, you know that there must always be some Judas in everywhere. So it all happened on LinkedIn. This guy reached out to me and he's like, oh my god, he's like, I see you're doing a very great job, your copy and all that, and I would like you to help me complete a couple of my websites. I have a website copy project that I want you to help me complete. And I'm like, that's my work, no problem, of course, that's why I'm here. Okay. And then let me start listing out the red flags. As I'm telling you this story, I'll be picking out the red flags so that you understand what I mean. So the first thing I noticed, that's red flag number 1. This guy started by complaining about the past freelancers. And guys, don't trust me, they will always come and say, oh, I gave this to someone before and they messed up the whole thing. I had to take it from them and give it to another person. Most times it's not the past freelancer's fault, it's the client's fault. Trust me. When he was like, oh, the past freelancer, this one down, I was like, but I didn't see that time. I didn't know. I was like, oh, why would that person not work well? I'm here. Let me do the work. So the first red flag I want you to notice is that any client that comes to you and is always complaining about the past, they're always wanting to prove right, they are the ones that did the right thing, the other freelancer didn't do the right thing. Most times they are the wrong ones. They are difficult to manage, and that's why the other freelancers left them. So he complained, that one passed, that one I was like, wow, very nice client, he doesn't take nonsense. I didn't know that. I was about to enter trouble. So that one happened. We passed, so he was like, okay, let's talk better. So now let me just tell you the second red flag, and this one I noticed it almost immediately, but I didn't pay attention to it. Red flag number 2 is that you will just know somewhere within your knower. You will just know that there's something wrong here. And I would say the Holy Spirit, right? Because I'm pretty sure the Holy Spirit tried his possible best to warn me about it, but I refused. But even if it's not about that for you, there is something called an inner witness, right? And everybody has that. Okay, so you just know in your heart that there's something wrong. Everything is perfect, but you know that there's something wrong. And when it's like that, most times just run. Just don't take the deal. You don't want to find out what would have happened, but just don't take it. But me, I ignored it. I see all these evil people, they don't want me to make money. Who is telling me not to proceed? I ignored everything and I proceeded. So we started talking. He was like, okay, he needed the website copy. He said he needed for two different companies that he was working on, that he needed website copy. If you see the work, which is the third red flag, there's always a large workload. But me, I'm a hard worker. Okay, something that you might find very stressful, I will take it, and it will stress me, but I will not mind. I'll just do it very, very quickly. Okay, so I like to work in bulk. And so when he was like, oh, you're going to complete, I think it was up to how many pages? I think up to 50 pages that I had to write for different. I don't know if you understand. It's a website copy. All right. Now they have different services, and I had to write copy for every service. They were up to 50 for the both of them. And he charged, and he told me his rate, and I was okay with it though. I was like, oh, 50. In my head, I've already divided. I was like, okay, I'll do 10 per day. Before this week is over, I'm done. And I can actually do that, but it's not right. It's not healthy for you. You need to take things slowly as a freelancer. I hope I take my advice. Well, that's the next red flag. All right, they try to push things on you quickly. They have a large bulk of work. All right, and now following that red flag number 2, they want it as quickly as possible. Their deadline is so short. So this guy came and he was like, oh, it's an emergency. You know how the other guy disappointed me that he just needs a backup, emergency. I think he gave me whether 2 weeks or so. How fast can you complete? And I said, yes, 2 weeks. In my head, I was like, I will do 1 week, but I will still tell him 2 weeks. And you guys, he was like 2 weeks. Yeah, so we agreed for 2. So this is something that would normally take up to a month or more. At least a month, because you want to strategize, do it carefully. So that's another red flag to look out for. Any client that is always rushing, that wants things done as quickly as possible, there's something wrong. They should not rush you. Website copy takes time to write. If you want to write it well, you need to research, think, structure, everything. It takes time. You can't tell me to do it in 1 day. No, it doesn't work like that. Except it's express service that you're paying for. Then I understand that I have to sacrifice my sleep and other things so that I can get your work done faster. Do you understand? So by this time I had seen like 4 red flags. I proceeded. I said, no, this is a very serious client. Not knowing that there was trouble waiting for me in front. You guys, so we started working, we started the work, and true to everything I was feeling, within 3 days I had finished the first draft. I'm not joking. Within 3 days I had finished the first draft. The way I work, once you tell me what you want, I'll put you on hold. I'll just do a first draft and send it to you. Then edit, will now run edits on it. That's why I like to work. I'm the kind of person that if I have work, I can't really sleep well. I'll just be, my mind will just be like, now that you're seeing this, now that you're free, do this work. Now that you have, just, I won't be able to rest until I've completed the work. That's how I am. All right. So I think within like 3-4 days, I had finished the first draft of everything. Guys, as I sent this guy the first draft, guess what? First of all, this guy did not talk to me, did not answer me. Like, he did not respond to my draft, my email. I sent him emails, I sent him a message. He didn't respond for up to 1 week. I'm not joking. And he had read them, and I was sending updates. He was reading all my updates, and he was not responding. And I was like, why is this guy not responding now? I'd been paid a part of the money, but I'm not really all about the payment most times. I want to satisfy you. I want to have a good record with you. So I was even willing to give back the money. It didn't matter that he had paid a part of it. I was like, what's this? Why is he not responding? This guy did not respond to me for like 1 week. Finally, when he now, which is another red flag, people that don't know how to communicate effectively, cancel them. If you notice that it's always difficult to reach a client, they can't communicate, they can't tell you what they want, you're trying to reach them, it's hard. Why are you stressing me? We're not even in the same country. That's the worst part. If we're in the same country, I can come and look for you. But we're not in the same country, so why are you stressing me? So the communication is bad, then there's something up and you should totally avoid. All right. So finally, we said he didn't answer me. After like a week and some days, he now responded. Now this is what this guy did. This guy, I sent him up to 50 drafts of all the work I had done. This guy only opened one. You know, you can check what people have viewed. This guy only opened one and read it, and he was like, this word, I should change this word. He made some edits on it, alright? And now the way he made the edits on it, I don't know how to put this for you to understand. Some people are perfectionists. I can't get into your head to see exactly what you want to write, the word you want to use, and you cannot relate to me. So how do I know what you want? Do you understand? So it was like he just wanted what was in his head. And how do I get what is in your head? I'm not a magician. I'm just a copywriter. Okay, so he just came and made a lot of edits and said, oh, and guess what, guys? As he cancelled, he now went and wrote rejected on all the drafts I had submitted. 50 drafts, guys. And he only opened one. I promise you. That means that thing that he didn't see in that one, that was modeled up in his head, that because he didn't see it, he just assumed that every other thing, he just went and wrote rejected on everything that I should redo. I said, redo these things, 50 of them, with which, like, am I running on water? Am I running on water, on air? Do you understand? It was just very preposterous. So that was how I was like, I'm not redoing, no. I'm not redoing. But guess what, guys? After a while, now after this guy wrote redo, he disappeared again. Because I now commented and told him, try to explain that, he should check others. This thing that he saw here is not in others. Check others. And I tried to, this guy he read, he didn't respond again. He went again another 1 week. It was a struggle. That job stressed me. Guys, after a while, he now came back and started saying, okay, that, he has looked at some, that he wants to pick the ones that he wants to pick. Guys, you know what I did? I told him, you know what, I'm not working for you again. I'd like to terminate these contracts as it doesn't fit, as it's terrible, as it's a threat to my life. It was literally a threat to my life. He now said, like, it was just crazy. I had to tell him that, you know what, can we cancel? I'm no longer interested in this project. What do you want? Do you want a refund of your money? And then the guy was like, canceling halfway. I said, I don't want to work with you again. You are a headache. You are a headache to my head. I don't want to work with you again. And guys, I canceled the contract though. I told him I wasn't interested again. I think I send him back the money? Okay, so I was going to refund his money, right? I was going to refund the money in full that he had paid me. But he was like, no, I should keep a certain amount. He told me, keep a certain amount so that you don't, like, for your efforts. I'm like, in my mind, I want to even send everything, but for my effort. So that was how I didn't work with him again. And guys, do you know what this thing did for me? It didn't just affect him. It affected everybody in his race. Now there's a particular race that I am biased towards working with. If I see them come to me as clients, I'm always like, are you sure I want to work with this person? It just made me have this bias that everybody that is in this race is the same thing. And I know it's wrong, but that's just what it did to my head, right? And so yes, that's how I fired him and I moved on. It really pained me because I did a lot of work on that copy, but at the end of the day, I just had to send him. I just cancelled. I couldn't possibly work with him. They are impossible to please. They will stress your head. They will stress you. You will regret it. So if you noticed any of these red signs I've just listed, if you notice it with anybody, please run away. Run away. Don't waste time. It's not worth it. Okay. So that's it, guys. God, I have been talking for the longest time. Alright, but I do hope that you learned something from my story. I hope that at least you have seen a few red flags that you should not even bargain with. If you see anybody like this, run. Is there any crazy clients you've worked with? I would really like to read that. So I'll be in the comments for you. If there's any such experience you've had, let's read it. I really want to read it. Alright. So that's it, guys. If you stayed to this point, I hope you are subscribed. If you are not, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for staying to the end of my video. I will see you in my next video. Bye.